Hey there, folks. Between 2021 and 2025, I made a total of 7 trips to Peru. The first trip was during the COVID pandemic, and Peru was actually one of the few countries that still had open borders and was allowing visitors. I mostly stayed in Lima, but over several trips, I was able to visit Arequipa, the beautiful Colca Canyon, Tarapoto, Cusco, of course Machu Picchu, as well as some day trips to Huaca Pucclana, where you can visit the sand dunes and go dune buggying, and Paracas on the coast, where they have a lot of nice boat tours. But in all, I really still only scratched the surface of everything Peru has to offer. So during all those trips, I of course took a lot of personal video and a lot of food photography, which I love to do. You can check that out on my Instagram account. But I wasn't really interested in project managing long-form travel videos and vlogging and publishing high-quality video content. I was mostly interested in the gastronomy, the cuisine, visiting as many restaurants as I could. I was taking Spanish lessons and, of course, meeting women. And having temporarily escaped the COVID lockdowns in the United States at the time, it was a new and exciting adventure, and it was a tremendous amount of fun. But on my last trip in 2025, I did make a more focused effort to produce higher quality content, create more of a storyline, and include material that might be informative for users and useful, entertaining to watch, and really make a video that people might want to watch. It was still kind of a half-hearted effort as I was learning, but it was definitely progress. And that's what this video is about, my trip to Lima, Peru in 2025. Now, with all the video I did take, the final product came out to a whopping 3 hours. So for my second long-form video, it was quite the magnum opus. It's taken me a long time to edit. And don't worry, for future videos, I will definitely be making them a lot tighter and a lot shorter. Now, 3 hours is obviously ridiculous. So what I've done is I've broken it out into 3 roughly 1-hour segments, a series of 3 parts. And in this series, you'll see me do walking tours around various neighborhoods in Lima. You'll see me visit some restaurants, show the food, talk about the food. I go to Centro and Plaza de Armas, the Cathedral, a few different spots. And also, I'm going to be showing you one of my favorite spots in Lima, which is kind of a secret. I don't think a lot of tourists know about it. And so if you do want to find out where that is, you'll have to stick around to the end and find out what I'm talking about, because it is a spot that you will not want to miss. Most tourists don't know about it. So without further ado, let's watch part 1 of this 3-part series on my trip to Lima in 2025. I hope you enjoy the video, and thanks for watching. Hey everybody, it is Tuesday, January 14th, 6 p.m. I'm in Lima, Peru, in Miraflores, and the Pacific Ocean is right there behind those trees. And I've been here for a few days, but I'm sick, and it sucks. I had 2 problems really. The journey here was problematic. There was really bad weather in the US, and several flights were canceled, and I was rebooked on different airlines, and it just took forever. I missed one of the flights, and I thought they were going to lose my luggage because I was dealing with 3 different airlines, and a missed flight and all this stuff. But thankfully that didn't happen, losing my suitcase. So I got here, but it was a 24-hour journey, which was twice as long as it should be. And then about 36 hours after I got here, I came down with a nasty cold. I couldn't stop sweating and coughing, and I'm in the middle of that now. So I haven't really been able to enjoy anything or do anything. I had a Spanish class set up with a teacher here, a friend of mine, and I had to cancel that. And talking to a bunch of people, I had another friend. I was going to surprise her and kind of show up and surprise her. I thought that would be really special, but she knows I'm here now. But I just can't go out and see people. I just feel like I've been hit by a truck. So the last 2 days, yesterday and today, I've been just sort of hunkering down and staying in bed and drinking fluids, hydrating, try to go out and get some food when I can. So hopefully this will pass. I mean, hopefully it'll pass immediately. I don't know. So it's a beautiful day. It's summertime here. The sun is going to go down probably in an hour, half an hour. Can't really see, I'm not sure what you can see there, but I'm on the Malecon here in Miraflores, and it's basically a long boardwalk, a couple of miles of gardens and parks and little playgrounds and people walking their dogs and little kids, and really, really pleasant, very pleasant. People having picnics and people getting together with their friends and family and just enjoying the outdoors here. I love this Malecon. If you don't know much about Lima, I suggest you look into it. The food is incredible. Most of Lima is you know, kind of rough, kind of dusty, you know, but there are a few neighborhoods where I guess you could say the wealthier people live, and where the tourists kind of concentrate, and that's where I am. And the reason I like it here is because it is on the coast, on the cliffs here, and you have basically a 180-degree view of the Pacific Ocean, and the sun sets directly in front of you out in the ocean. So it's, you know, every night is a beautiful sunset, and people will come out and sit with their friends and watch the sunset. It's really quite lovely. I don't know if I could live here, but I really enjoy spending time around here and walking along this boardwalk. Another little vignette here. I'm down at Larcomar in Miraflores, and this is a beautiful spot because you've got this big view of the Pacific Ocean, 180 degrees, and it's a nice breeze. It's actually like kind of a big overpriced shopping mall. It's very popular, a lot of restaurants. Everything's pretty pricey, so I don't really come here much just to walk around, except to walk around and look around and stuff. A lot of people come here on the weekends. People meet here, so it is very popular. But check out the view. You want to see my ugly mug, huh? Look at that. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go to a restaurant called El Bodegon at the Miraflores. It's fantastic. It was pretty much the last restaurant I ate at in my last visit, which was 2 years ago. And I had a rocoto relleno, which is a stuffed pepper, stuffed with minced beef, olives, spices, onion, things like that. And then it had a potato gratin. I'm not sure if I'm going to get the same thing again, but I mean, it's a great memory. But I'm going to go back there now for lunch. It's Monday. I've got the whole week, and I'm going to try to show you 5 restaurants that I'm going to go to for lunch. So I'm going to walk. I've got a bit of a walk ahead of me. Got to run a couple of errands first, and then we will continue when I reach El Bodegon. Okay? I'll see you soon. So this restaurant, El Bodegon, think of it like a bistro. It's kind of small, it's classic, traditional, you know, cultural decor, photos of old, Peruvian, famous Peruvian people, flags and things on the ceiling. And it's just got a fun, casual atmosphere, and I love these restaurants. So I have a sangria here, delicious for a hot day. It's like red wine, some lime in there, I think some pineapple, some fruit. So good for a hot day. It's kind of like Tinto Verano, but it's a sangria. So basically this is a fried fillet of pork, salsa criolla, which is red onion, lots of kind of peppers and spices and tons of lime juice. Excellent, love criolla. Avocado, papa la huancaína, which is potato with this kind of creamy sauce. And then kind of a marinated rice. It's all really, really good. location in another part of Miraflores that I've been to a few times. This one I think is newer, and it's a little bit bigger, and I'm going to give it a try. I haven't had ceviche yet. I've been here a few days, getting over a cold, but now I'm going to dig into a little ceviche. I ordered fish, pescado, and chicharrón de calamar. That's kind of my favorite. I mean, I love just the pescado, but I like kind of the crunchy contrast with the fried calamari as well. So, and I've got a Cusqueña dorada right here. Enjoying a nice beer. It's a hot day, nice cold beer. Feels real good. Okay, so what do we have here? This is a little amuse-bouche that they've brought. Probably some fish here. I think it's called, it's like a la chalaca or something. I forget the name. This is leche de tigre. Lime juice, spices, and a fish, actual fish kind of blended in. Into it. This is red onion, choclo is the corn, raw corn, very starchy, and lime juice and onions. This is potato, kind of like a little bite of causa, which is a kind of a pureed potato with red onion and green and lime juice. So what we have here is we have ceviche de pescado, chicharrón de calamar. This is yuca, I think. It's not potato. And this is more chocolate corn. This is camote, sweet potato. And you got the red onion and spices and tons of lime juice. So this looks really good. All right, now I'm going to try the leche de tigre. I haven't had this in 2 years. It's been 2 years since I've been back to Peru. And I've probably said this, if I clip this together with other clips, I've probably said this 20 times. I'm getting over a cold. I don't have a lot of appetite. Not sure how my body's going to respond. I had a tough trip down, got a cold right when I got here. So now I like the chicharrón de calamar because it's a little easier on the palate. You know, ceviche, you know, it's like you get sick and then do you want to eat sushi? You want raw fish? Maybe not. So here I am, just giving it a try, starting out slow. So let's give this a try. It's briny, it's fishy. It's got some texture. Red onion, little red peppers, ají, little peppers. I don't know exactly what each pepper is named. It's kind of like sucking the juice out of an oyster, you know? You're tasting the ocean. That's what it tastes like. Salt water. With a lot of other stuff. It's delicious. Now you can get leche de tigre as an order. It's a thing. It comes in kind of a goblet-sized glass, and it's got either shrimp or fish, some kind of mixture, some kind of combination of seafood, and the leche de tigre, and it's kind of like in a big bowl, a goblet. It's delicious. I'll probably get that next time. I'm really not used to making videos about me eating. I see them on YouTube all the time, and I don't quite understand how you can do that. It's not easy to do. So let's check this out here. Love calamari. It's different here than the States. I mean, it's fresh. It's lightly breaded. It's fresh calamari.
always better quality. It's not, I mean, I don't know how exactly they prepare this, but it's not like that chewy frozen garbage you get in the US. All right, now here's a bite of the fish. This is some fish. I'm gonna ask him what kind of fish it is. I don't know exactly. Some chocolate, which is the corn, a little bit of red onion. It's all bathed in a lime juice. Oh, it's so good. It is a little weird to eat raw fish. I gotta tell you that. Outside of, you know, Japanese food. But it works. So I just asked the waiter what kind of fish it is. He says dorado or dorado. So just so you know, I'm not alone, backed up against the wall here. And he also asked me if I'm recording for YouTube. And I said, yeah, kind of. You know, it's also just for me personally. I don't have, you know, 100,000 followers. So, anyway, dorado. I mean, apparently in Peru, there are 2,000 different fish, or maybe 4,000. Somebody told me the other day that they can use for ceviche. And I actually was in a bookstore the other day, yesterday, and I saw a book on Peruvian ceviches. It's kind of a recipe book. Lots of pictures, beautiful recipes, beautiful creations, really. I mean, I think the ceviche in Peru is literally the best in the world. I mean, there are other countries that make ceviche, Ecuador, Mexico, probably Chile, all around South America. And I haven't had them all. But I feel like this is the most authentic in terms of starting with raw fish and different kinds of fish. It's great. So, enjoy. Okay, hey folks, it's Tuesday, January 28th. It is day 2 of my 5-day restaurant tour here in Lima. I've been to a million restaurants here, but I'm really trying to put together a little sequence in my last full week here of some of my favorite lunch spots, maybe a couple of new ones too. So I just got out of my Spanish class, and I'm gonna go have lunch at a place called Lobo de Mar. And this place is really special because this is the first restaurant I ever ate at in Peru, in Lima, on the first day of my first visit. I had been reading about, you know, all the food, the Nikkei, the ceviche, the seafood, and salivating over, you know, being able to try this stuff, get down here and try it. And so I remember I arrived one night, you know, slept overnight, and then my first full day walking around, I was just strolling around and I came upon this cute little lunch place. It is a classic little Peruvian casual lunch spot. You'll see families and kids and whoever, and they have all of the typical classic plates, ceviches, other seafood, rice dishes with seafood and chicken and taku, different things. All the classic plates, and you'll see that a lot in the restaurants here, the classic Peruvian dishes. Okay, so I'm a little self-conscious about filming in a restaurant. It's just kind of not my style. But what I ordered is a crab soup, which I have never really had here, so I can't wait to try that. And I got the ceviche carretillero. It's going to be fish with fried seafood. Usually it's like calamari or pota, which is very similar to calamari, but he said just mariscos, so we'll find out. And I got a chilcano classico, so I'm excited to try it. So I've got my chilcano here, pisco and ginger ale. refreshing. It's a little boozy, chilled, just delicious. Okay, I got this crab soup. It's like tasting the ocean. I mean, it's like the broth is like seawater, but you know, it's a seafood broth. Absolutely delicious. It's got chunks of crab meat. And then a chunk of big claws. Wow, that's really good. Very hot. See, when you get crab, when you order crab in Ecuador and Peru, there's a lot more crab in Ecuador, but they give you a lot of crab. You know, it's like you get a pile of it. Unlike in the States, you know, you get Maryland crab cakes and it's like 90% bread dough. But here they give you like a decent amount of crab. It's justifiable. So that's fun. I might need two hands to crack open this claw, but we'll see. Check this out. And one more thing. This bowl of crab soup, it's about $5. I'll go through the prices later. Go through the menu. The ceviche here is a bit on the pricey side. It's still totally fine, but I think it's because maybe the quality's gone up, or this place is pretty good, even though it's a casual restaurant. So it should be very good. We'll see. But this was, I think it was 22 soles, which is, you know, depending on the exchange rate, it's about $4 or $5. About $5. Here's some of the fried calamari. It's like fresh, you know? It's like real calamari, battered in a light batter, real fresh, light, fried, delicious. You can't get this in the US. You just can't. It's incredible. So we've got calamari, fried calamari, and fried shrimp. That's basically what the fried seafood part of this is. And then this is some kind of seaweed or greenery that's kind of lightly battered. Kind of like a tempura, actually.
¿Conoces Colorado?
Sí.
No? Colorado.
Ah, no.
Yeah, yo vivo in Colorado. Okay. Okay, folks. It's day 3, restaurant number 3. Today I'm gonna go to a restaurant called Punto Azul in Miraflores. It is a highly regarded lunch place, seafood restaurant, and been there before a couple times, and kind of in the mood for some more chicharron, but we'll see. Now you may be wondering, I'm talking again from this location. I'm in Larcomar, which is this commercial center here. And the reason I keep doing that is because I just finished my class. I'm studying with my Spanish teacher, and we just finished. So now I've emerged from the depths of the cafe, and I'm free to continue my day. The thing is, we studied some pretty hardcore shit, and my head is about to explode. She asked me if I wanted to study anything grammatical, anything in particular that I wanted to review, and I said, yeah. Direct and indirect objects. Not individually, but together. And it gets really complicated. So, you know, the basic concept, I'm just going to give you a little brief here on the grammar, Spanish grammar, if you're studying a language like I am. So you can appreciate the complexity of it. Spanish is extremely complex, I find, grammatically, technically. And like I may have mentioned before, you're not going to change my mind on that. And okay, I'm in Punto Azul. It's really busy. It's really loud. It's kind of fun. There's a big table behind me. There's a big table in front of me, and they're all having a blast. So it's kind of fun. It's lively. It's casual. It's fun. So I just ordered a Chilcano Rosa, which I have not tried before. It's Chilcano with some kind of pink soda. We'll find out. Looks delicious though. And I haven't yet ordered, but I'm going to order the conchitas a la parmesana, which is another delicacy. It's scallops baked with Parmesan cheese. And I don't want people to think I'm filming them. And then I'm going to order an oriental ceviche, hopefully mixto, like with shellfish and octopus and fish. So actually, I talked to the waiter and he kind of changed my mind. I ordered the smoked ceviche ahumado, okay? Kind of on the high end of the ceviches that they offer here. This is exciting though. I don't really know what it's going to be like, so that's kind of the fun. You order something new and different. But I'll show you all that. Oh my God, that's so goddamn good. It's 22 soles, so that's about $5. Everything's really well priced here, you know. I mean, with the dollar and the exchange rate, it's a lot of fun. You can like try everything because you're not really, you know, concerned as much about the cost. So you can really have fun like trying all the really, really amazing delicacies. So I ordered conchitas a la parmesana and smoked ceviche ahumado.
It's a lot of cheese, but it's good. So conchas alla parmesan is classic Peruvian. I don't know the history of it, or the provenance, you might say, but it's considered a delicacy, and it's on all the menus for like classic plates in a good restaurant. I haven't had it in a couple of years. It's just delicious. It's quite difficult to eat and record at the same time when you're by yourself. I only have two hands.
I've been to this restaurant a few times. I took my son here actually 3 years ago. All right, so I have the smoked ceviche, and it is incredible.
So we've got big chunks of fresh, hardcore octopus. It's smoked fish. And it's in a huacaína. A yellow pepper sauce called, I think it's called like huacaína. I don't eat it much. It's got a little kick to it. We've got our choclo, which is corn. A very starchy corn. It's not sweet corn like in the US. I've got, here it is. Oh wow, look at that. So my blue margarita just arrived. I'll get another shot of that. So the smoked ceviche was 53 soles, which is about $15. I'm not sure exactly. I have to run the numbers. But the exchange rate has gone down a little bit. I don't mean to be like a broken record, but what blows me away about the restaurants here is the quality and the attention to presentation and the quality. I mean, the drinks look beautiful. They come in these big goblets and glasses, and they're just beautiful. When I think about the U.S., they kind of just slap it all together. They kind of dump your gin in, they dump your tonic in, they throw a dirty lime wedge in, and then you're good to go. Here, they put in a little more effort, a little more care to make things look nice. Quality cocktails, really quality cocktails, for at least half the price in the U.S. It's a hell of a lot of fun. I mean, at this point, it's kind of like the only reason I come down here is to just eat like a king, And I've said this before, I'll say it again. For the price of a burger and 2 beers in the U.S., you can eat like a king. You can have the most incredible meal of your life. Okay, so this, we got sweet potato. This is a mojito. Looks beautiful. fresh mint, tons of fresh mint, and a crema volteado. Crema volteado, what is that? Here we go. Which is like flan with kind of a, kind of a caramelly kind of sauce and some fresh fruit on top. Delicious. I mean, living the good life, right? Can't beat this. This whole dinner, this whole lunch in the US would cost me like $150, Hey everybody, it's Saturday, February 1st, late morning, and I am headed into Centro. I'm going to Plaza de Armas. I've got kind of a surprise, and I'm gonna do a little bit of sightseeing and maybe a little shopping, although I'm not looking for anything in particular. I also I'm gonna head to a couple of bars because I was gonna do a tour. I signed up for a tour today. It was a pisco tour, and moments after I signed up for it, it was canceled. So I must have been the only guest, and then it just wasn't gonna be possible. I don't know. Anyway, in the description of the activity, it's mentioned 3 or 4 places where they serve, the best piscos in Lima, and one of the oldest bars in Lima, some really historic kind of stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to check out a couple places, have a couple of pisco sours, and check out the Cathedral and maybe a couple other places. And so I'm walking down the block here, just got some cash, and I'm going to get a taxi, and we'll pick up when I get to Centro. Okay, I just got out of the taxi and I'm beginning to walk around. Interesting, the taxi ride was 15 soles, which is a little bit less than $4. I only had 20, so I gave him the 20. I said, "Can you give me 3 back?" I wanted to give him a tip. And he said, "Oh, no, don't worry about it, don't worry about it." And I said, "No, I want to give you," he's like, nope, don't worry about it. Pretty nice. Good people here. It's probably because I'm a tourist and I'm a gringo, so they want to be polite. But that was nice. That was nice of them. Good people here. So I'm going to walk around and I'll get some video here. They've kind of gated off the central plaza here. There's always something going on, there's always some interruption or something. So the whole thing's blocked off. Can't walk around the plaza, but I can walk around it and you can see the beautiful cathedral behind me, some government buildings. There we go. Yeah, zoom up a little bit. Plaza de Armas. It's very charming here. Charming. Architecture, tons of families just walking around, strolling, little kids, they take photos. It's really cute. There's a stage set up over there. There's probably a concert or something going on at some point. Anyway, I'm just gonna stroll around for another few minutes, and then I'm gonna go into the cathedral.
Sí va a haber porque dice ahí era vivo, a una, pero ahí era vivo, dice, no sé, por eso se mataron.
Check out those 2
soldiers standing guard. It's kind of hard to see with the gate, but they are at attention. Nothing says Lima history like a little Metallica in the cathedral. I'm a little surprised. They're playing Metallica in the cathedral. That's pretty funny. Okay, I'm going into the next crypt, number 8. And you have to really watch your head here. Oh wow, so, ugh. This is interesting. Got another pile of something down there. These are crypts. Built into the subfloor and the structure of the cathedral here, the foundation. Wow. But there's no explanation of what anything is really. Okay, now we got another tiny little space here. I'm gonna crouch down, see what's in here. Wow. Whoa. Okay, now that's 20 feet down at least. Wow. There's not much down there. I think I see a femur bone and a pack of cigarettes and a Kleenex or something. That's a deep hole though. I wouldn't want to get trapped down here. And then we have this kind of arch thing here. Can you tell I'm a real architectural and religious historian? I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at, but it's still pretty cool. All right, now what do we have here? Something funerary. A description of some of the dress wear, formal. Or not formal. I don't know what I'm talking about. How they were dressed when they were buried. That might be what some of the textiles here. Jesus, I wonder, I mean, I guess that's gotta be real. I mean, I'm staring straight into a skull here, and there is fabric there, so that must be somebody. The manner of interment. So how they were positioned and what they were wearing. And these are kind of empty. Interesting. But not much else by way of explanation. The bodies were interred in tombs collectively. Some of them were able to be were family, or sometimes it was multiple families. The bodies were placed next to each other and also on top of each other, located between them to attenuate the bad something, olores del proceso natural de descomposición, maybe to help fight against decomposition or something. Muchas de las tumbas fueron reutilizadas en el tiempo. So many of the tombs were reused to maybe bury other people over the years. Kind of interesting. So these are the tombs. These are not the catacombs. Now they have catacombs here too, which are nearby. I'm not really going to do that. It doesn't really interest me that much, catacombs. But this is interesting. And now I'm going to ascend up to ground level. Wow. And there are no other tourists here. A little strange. I think I have a picture of Cat's Eye right here. Okay, I'm going down into the next crypt. This is number 10. We'll see what's down here. Okay, we've got some coffins, little children's coffins. I'm not sure if there's anything in them, but there are coffins for little kids. There's a musty kind of incense kind of smell in the air, musty aroma. It's kind of interesting and typical of these kind of cryptic places here. A lot of, I guess these are tombs. Maybe these are tombs. These are individuals. Possibly interred in the walls here. Could be, with these plaques kind of sealing them in. Not 100% sure. And then we can exit right there again. But I'm gonna exit the way I came in. Let's see who this guy is. Diego Antonio Parada, Archbishop of Lima 1762 to 1779. Died April 23rd, 1779. Francisco de Sales Arrieta, 19 arzobispo de Lima, 1841 hasta 1843. Murió 4 de mayo 1843. Pretty good Spanish, huh? All right.